Xbox unsnap. Okay, so sorry about that. So anyway, this game is Destiny, and this is my first impressions. This is I'm in a wheelchair on Twitch, and I am playing a patrol mission on the moon, and wow, that is fantastic looking. One thing this game is really good at is graphics. Let me just say that right now. Can you actually go that far out? I'm curious. Nope. Nope. Apparently not. Apparently it's just for looks. That's unfortunate, but anyway, so what I'm doing is a patrol mission. You can basically just do whatever you want. But there are like missions that you can choose from. Let me show you what I mean. So these waypoints are different types of missions that you can do. So let's go to the closest one. Let's go to the one in the middle. Anyway, so this game has been compared to everything from Halo to Borderlands to Mass Effect to anything else that's been compared to Star Wars, even though Star Wars isn't really made into a game first. It was a movie first. But yeah, and now I'm sure Guardians of the Galaxy or something stupid. So anyway, this game has a lot of genres thrown into one, and what I mean by that is it's a first-person shooter mixed with an RPG mixed with open world. And so, and when I say open world, I mean every open world is a planet essentially. It's maybe a little. I wouldn't say linear by any means at all. It's very open world. So it's definitely I I said, oh, this looks like Halo Borderlands before plenty of times, but actually playing it doesn't necessarily feel as much like Borderlands, except for maybe kind of like having some crazy weapons or whatnot. And when you die, you respawn and you have to run back to the enemies and shoot them again. The good thing about this game though is I don't think they respawn every time you die. So that's good, but let me show you the gameplay here for a second. But yeah, anyway, it's not identical to Borderlands. It really feels like Halo mixed with Mass Effect and a little bit of Borderlands. So it's kind of got all three into one. If that makes sense. The thing I didn't like about Borderlands was the fact that it just felt repetitive, and the AI were just so annoying that it was just unbearable to play. And I mean, come on, this gameplay is pretty freaking awesome. Which, to be honest, Halo is known for having awesome gameplay, and a lot of it has to do with the AI in the game. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm not even gonna mess with that. So how does the AI um stack up to Halo AI? Well, actually, fairly similar. It's a lot harder than Halo, to be honest. So let me tell you my pros about this game so far, because this is a first impression of the game, and this is going to be a hard game to review. I'm just going to say that right now. For sure. Because there's a lot to this game. Different things that you can do. Story so far, I want to say, is okay. I was watching Machinima talk about it. It's kind of interesting because IGN looked at it as a negative thing. But honestly, again, I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. Stacked up, because they were saying, IGN was saying, the story of this game so far is not as good as Halo Combat Evolved story. Which, okay, I can kind of see their point and where they're coming from. But at the same time, for those that have played Halo Combat Evolved, it is, the story in the first Halo game is very subtle. You're like, oh, the Master Chief, wake up and get going and fight the Covenant and do all this stuff on the ship. You crash. You don't really know what's going on all at once. It doesn't throw everything at you. It doesn't give you a huge explanation in the beginning of the game. It doesn't give you a huge cutscene, and neither does this. So you can definitely tell that Bungie has made this game. What is in here? I'm getting so distracted by different caves and formation. Can I explore in here anymore? Or is it just a stupid small cave? Anyway, so Destiny does not beat you over the head with story. And neither did Halo 1. It got more elaborate and more in depth as you went further into the game. You didn't know much going into the game, and same with this. You wake up, okay, kind of like you did in Halo 1. So you wake up, and you're like, hey, Guardian, you've been dead for a while, and this is what's going on. Blah, kind of. The Fallen are, regrouping, and the darkness is all around us, and the Traveler is here. And the Traveler has been protecting us for centuries and centuries from the darkness. Or not really from the darkness, but just from different enemies and stuff. But then, the longer the Traveler was here, from my understanding, the darkness has, gotten worse, and they found us. The darkness has found us because of the Traveler. Because the Traveler apparently has enemies, and the enemies is called collectively the darkness. I think that just means as a whole they're just called the darkness. It's kind of hard to explain because it's like there's not much to go on. Don't know anything about the Traveler except for that it looks like a giant white pearl spaceship type thing. So, anywho, the gameplay for this game, as you can see for yourself, is pretty freaking smooth. The one thing I don't like, which I guess I'll explain to you right now, that is a person right there, okay? And the problem I have with this game is when you want to play by yourself, okay, or with your friends, and your friends only, sure, you can have them in your own, little group called a fire team, okay, and you can have your own little clan going on. But whenever you're fighting enemies, somebody can come in your game and just start shooting things. And one thing that me and my cousin I noticed is that depending on how high you are, some of the enemies will be that level. So, let's say a level 8 guy comes in, you'll have level 8 enemies when you're like a level 3. So it's like, what the snap is going on? Oh. That wasn't very smart. So yeah, you have like these level 8 characters or level 10 characters coming in when you're just starting out. And I did not like that. Me and my cousin are just like, this makes the game significantly harder for those that either aren't very good at these first-person shooter games, or RPG, or open world, or whatever, and kind of just makes it sometimes, at times, wow, at times very hard to play. Is it challenging? Yes, but it can also be annoying, because you're not expecting it to be super hard at the very beginning. You expect it to be progressively getting harder as you go on. And sorry, I had to scratch my nose, and you probably heard some weird noises like static. I don't know what I'm grabbing, really, what they do, but it's whatever. I'm trying to be the least boring as possible, but this game is very interesting. I was very skeptical of this game at first. I was like, oh, this game is just gonna be dumb, it's not gonna succeed, it doesn't look that good, you know. It's definitely harder than Halo, for sure. You know, and Halo's pretty casual. I mean, but it can also be pretty crazy. This guy's an idiot. Just standing there. Dang. He did not want to die. I'm using my melee right now, and my melee is pretty freaking sick because I'm a warlock. That did not work. So I'm picking up temper claws after all these fallen. I'm facing an alien race called the Fallen, and they're pretty interesting. Oh gosh, my melee just wrecks everyone.
Let's go.
So yeah, it's got a lot of different genres mixed into one, which is cool. Like I said, my main gripe is that it's anybody can join your game. You can't really have private matches, which hopefully I hope they change. I don't really necessarily need it to be offline. It'd be kind of nice for those that, you know, want to play without an internet connection. Excuse me. Because I know not everybody in the world has great internet or has internet at all. In different parts of the world, so as far as the story goes, I kind of don't know what's going on, which is kind of an okay thing. I know what that is. That is the temple of something. I forget the name of it, but it's a certain temple, and this knight of some sort is guarding it, and you have to kill it. It's one of the story missions.